So, in this video we're gonna talk about the Firmware 1.0 release for Flipper Zero. Now, I know I'm late on this update, and it's actually, well, I've been pretty busy, right? So I had to choose to get some of the things off the list that I wanted to record and talk about. In this video today, I'm going to talk about this firmware release. I will give you my thoughts on it. I also want to talk about the main differences from the beta to the non-beta version. So whatever is before 1.0, I'm going to try and highlight the things that I remember best, from the 1.x release notes. Now, I just updated my own Flipper Zero here. It's on 1.0.1. There are some release notes. We can go check them out if you want to do that. I'm going to skip that for now. So first of all, let's just talk about the overall thing that there is with the Flipper Zero. It's a unit that's been out here for quite some time. It got a great community, got different kind of features, different kind of firmware for it, and people are creating their own things for it. And, you can even buy the extremely big GPIO pin extension boards for it that can just make this unit, double its weight. You have to hold the GPIO pin extension board with your hands. It will kind of break inside the Flipper Zero because the board itself weighs too much. And this is kind of fun. So I would like to see some sort of extension arm or back or something like that can hold these kind of GPIO pin board extensions to some sort of safe degree, so it doesn't break or bend or something like that, because it's kind of thin, the the legs you put inside of the Flipper Zero, as you can see right here, the GPIO pin port. Anyways, I want to talk about this update, and I also want to talk about that I have been presenting different kind of alternatives recently to the Flipper Zero. It's just very important that every one of you that watch my videos, I want to thank you for that, but also remember, before you post any comments, it is just an alternative, something that I found, I want to bring to you. You're free to explore, and one of you guys did a splendid thing, you highlighted that you actually researched it even more, gave a comment on my channel, I really love that, thank you for that. I'm not going to mention you by name or anything, but just going out and doing some research, and saying some things as actual facts on my channel, and saying I actually researched this and that, and it has some issues and stuff. I really love that. Please continue doing these kind of things. These kind of comments are the ones that I really would like to see more of you guys do, to be like a community helping each other in the comment track. And of course, there's always going to be some, haters out there, and they will just basically say whatever, and I try to keep the channel somewhat clean. If it gets to offensive anyway, I'm most likely going to delete the comment, because it doesn't help anyone to, if someone is being weird or acting like a child, right? So I really feel that we are coming on the right edge on the channel, and I'm really proud of how far I come with you guys here on YouTube. Let's talk about the firmware release now, and it's I'm probably going to read some of this, so it's going to be a pretty long video, I guess. So meet the major first release of Flipper Zero firmware version 1.0. In this release, we have completed work on many features that's been in development for 3 years and now stable. This post will show you what's new in the firmware 1.0 and the challenges we faced during development. So what they basically say here is that this is not an easy unit to get right. Okay, so they spent 3 years to get it right. There's been lots of features that doesn't work. We have all tried, well, many of us probably tried different kind of GPIO pin boards on it that just kind of crashed whenever we were trying to run Marauder or some other kind of firmware. We tried to burn down on those GPIO pin boards. And I would say I also had this kind of experience many times, but at the end of the day, I also tried different kind of firmware on it, Extreme. I played around with that for some time, But you know, when it all comes to like everything comes to down to one thing is that you know we kind of use the Flipper Zero for the same things, you know, like the infrared things, the sub-gigahertz thing, the radio signal thing, the Wi-Fi thing. That's the features we basically probably go for the Flipper Zero, because this is what it kind of does the best, if you ask me, you know, in all honesty. You know, it's just opinion. But they did highlight in the newest firmware that they talk about third-party application, faster NFC, 1 month battery life and standby. That's a great thing, right? JavaScript support, sub-gigahertz, 89 radio protocols support, external radio module support, infrared types of 4 types of universal remotes, RFID tags, you know, 20 supported protocols, 40% faster update transfer via Bluetooth, and a Bluetooth is now 2 times faster, and they also have a catalog right now. So I want to say, you know, you're doing a really great job at the Flipper Zero camp, and I see a lot of community backing this up. I really love the community behind Flipper Zero, even though that I've been hitting Flipper Zero and its seriously impactness on the security world. I stand by that still. You know, it is not a serious hacking device. It is a gadget. It's a fun thing. Some of the things it can do can potentially be dangerous, but it still lacks some things in terms of, you know, accessibility, speed, flexibility, and these kind of things. But that's not really why we have it, right? We don't have this device because we want a serious hacking device. It is something you can have in your hand, so it's going to be less powerful. That's probably the word we look for right now. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that. So they talk about third-party apps, introducing dynamic app loading support. Now you can install hundreds of community-developed apps from the app catalog, and then number of apps continues to grow. Got a new NFC system, completely rewritten from scratch, resulting in a significantly increased speed in card reading, new NFC card type support, a new plugin system for users' card parsers. I actually saw an image, I think it's probably down below, where you can edit some of the things in your phone. Also, now you can develop apps for Flipper Zero using JavaScript. No, I'm not surprised that they actually support JavaScript, because since like 10 years or something, JavaScript is going to be like going upwards for everyone. When you use JavaScript for developing like backend, front end, whatever, right? So it's great, you know, more people understand that great language, so why not? Also, general system improvements, you know, battery life, it's a great thing. Bluetooth transfer and so on, firmware update via Bluetooth, so 40% faster. That's just great. The thing that I look for here is the one that I marked, you know, it's better battery life. Also, apps on Flipper Zero can be installed from your phone still, and you can still install different kind of things like tic-tac-toe and a metronome and these kind of, you know, things that I find a bit funny you have on this device, but why not, I guess. So they talk about the dynamic app loading subsystem. They continue to adding new features, developing something unusual for embedded hardware, dynamic application loading. And they talk about dynamic application loading, apps, dynamic load from the micro SD card. Well, it's a great thing that they improve how, you know, things load on the device. So they improve on how many apps, how fast they load, and that also give you more power in terms of you can have more apps means more flexibility. It means, you know, more power. It means more functionality. You know, it is what you want from these kind of things. And this is why I also love the Flipper Zero, because the community and the original developers, they continue to work on it. And this is what we probably lack to see in some of the devices out there. Even though that I'm not going to mention anything right now, but there are some pretty interesting Wi-Fi hacking devices out there that potentially could be a lot better if the community actually backed it up even more. But I'm not gonna go into that right now, and this talk is gonna be too long a video. All right, so installing apps on the Flipper Zero, we can do that from the mobile phone. You know, that's great. You can do that. You know, you can register your Flipper Zero on your smartphone, and then you can just click boom, update, or install this and that, and it's gonna work, you know, pretty easy. I'm just one of those that grew up with a computer as a 6-year-old, and even before that I had some experience with, you know, devices that ran digital apps. So I just feel a tethered, you know, a corded connection, you know, is the preferred way for me to update it. So I would definitely always, you know, have Flipper here right installed and ready to go, and I would definitely also update my device through that, and I will definitely also go to the Flipper app and install apps, and we can just go ahead and check it out right now. You know, I know it's one of the, I would say it's very well orchestrated, this website. It's beautiful with the tags where you can just quickly sort out different kind of apps we need for NFC, infrared, GPIO, iButton, USB, and so on, and games. And talking about just games, for example, I know that you, I know you can install Doom on it. I find that ridiculously funny that you can install Doom. It's a thing that we have it. It's a thing that we just, you know, want to have Doom on. It's been a thing for like ages, you know. I don't, if you guys are young, you think about this, but I grew up with Doom, you know, and back then Doom was a game that could run on any computer. It was programmed in pure assembly and a few lines of C, I think it was, and it just was insanely good at rendering, you know, the levels, which is why it could run, and you know, on a very bad computer, and you can still get a really great experience from it. And it was a highlight of a decade when Doom came out. It was like, wow. So it's a thing that we see Doom on every single device because, well, it's a thing. So I hope you understand that. Also, if you're gonna go ahead and see that we got improved NFC, you know, go ahead and try the sidebar detector. It's pretty funny. But there are different kind of apps you can go ahead and check out. You know, the NFC Magic, one of the most important apps for NFC cards, the MyFair classic editor, and the Fuzzer, and so on. Also remember to try different kind of, you know, apps. You can always just click anything and click install on it. You can read what it does here, you know, and some failures and attacks, and they're pretty informative by version and everything. So I really love this website right here when you're gonna try and install. There's also a CLI, a command line interface. You can drag and drop files and so on. So this is the most interesting. To connect, just click connect here when the Flipper Zero is in connected to a computer, and you can install apps directly on it. So this is something they, you know, improved on, and we're gonna continue to see more different interesting apps we can install on the Flipper Zero from this particular location. So I'm gonna say this is preferred location from my side. You can also try and install third-party applications, which is always a bit dangerous because you don't really know what you install. JavaScript and Flipper Zero, they added this scripting engine to the firmware where you can go ahead and check out, you know, and just whatever, you know, write whatever application in JS, and then you can go ahead and just copy paste that on the Flipper Zero as a JS file. And I'm pretty confident we can go ahead and open up ChatGPT and make it generate a Flipper Zero app for us if this is what we want to do. Which is probably going to be a video of mine one day, because I kind of find it hilarious, you know, to do all these kind of things on Flipper Zero. It is very interesting, a good educational device, the Flipper Zero. So I really love the fact that we have such a great community behind it. I mentioned that before, but I mentioned it again. It's one of the greatest communities there is for this kind of device, which is also why that I'm in this video gonna raise a point or two up against the MonsterTech M1 multi-tool we're gonna see as a contender. It's gonna be greater in many ways, like hardware-wise, speed-wise, you know, many things. But will it out-conquer? Will it will it conquer the place for place number 1 on the podium? Will it actually kick the Flipper Zero away? I think it's not gonna happen just boom, but I do see that there's a chance that it will take a place in the community and maybe split it. And I'm not really 100% sure what to expect from it, but at the moment, continue watching my videos that I release on my channel whenever I get release notes, because I actually am a backer of the project on Kickstarter, so I will release whatever release notes they give me as soon as I can if I'm home, preferably the same day or the day after, so you can be up to date with the process of the MonsterTech M1 multi-tool. They also rewritten the whole NFC system. Oh yeah, sorry about the JavaScript support. It's based on this scripting engine right here. It was designed for microcontrollers. It requires less than 50k of flash base and 2k of RAM, so that's pretty awesome, I guess. The new NFC system, they rewritten that totally. You know, got some better speed and more support, and I think that is, you know, the greatest thing. The NFC, one of the largest subsystems of Flipper Zero firmware and hardware. Previously, to work with NFC, we used RFA library by ST Microelectronics, the manufacturer's NFC chip inside Flipper Zero. However, this library was poorly organized for the RTOS, consumed a lot of memory and slowed down the NFC subsystem. I actually had some issues with the NFC back in the days, and I think I'm gonna do more testing again with the Flipper Zero after they came out of beta, because I kinda got a bit mad with it at some point. But let's just start from scratch. I'm gonna create more videos for the Flipper Zero content for you guys again soon, so let's see if it became any better. We also talked about new speed right here, and we can probably watch the video. Okay, they speed it up. Okay, so it's okay. That's significantly better. You know, even in a situation of a red team situation, we're gonna try and test it. You know, this is almost 3 times, yeah, 2.7 times faster. That is great. You know, really good job, guys, of implementing this NFC library that you rewrote totally from scratch. This is what optimization can do to bad code and libraries. They also made it possible for editing the NFC DOMs on the Flipper mobile application, and this is the, well, we can do that right here, and then you can edit different kind of sectors. This is a, looks like this is a MyFair Classic 1K card. Yes, there it is. Very standard card here in Europe. So yeah, so that's great. You can do that. So yeah, I love it. General system improvements, new low power mode, faster Bluetooth, and we also read it already. They also have a Subgz Improvements. We already read the statics. So yeah, it's listen to analog walkie-talkie. Now you can use it to listen to voice communicating through analog walkie-talkies. The sound quality isn't perfect, but it speaks loudly enough. But if speaking loud enough to the walkie-talkie, you can hear the voice through the Flipper Zero piezo speakers. Very interesting. You know, I know you can probably get an extension module with a new loudspeaker. I don't know, but funny, you know. I kind of, it's great. They also improve the infrared universal remote control for more different kind of, you know, infrared signals to to control even more things, which is, you know, yeah, great. And now how to update Nautica. So that was actually the whole article of the new version, and I would just like to say that, you know, and I said it before, you know, I really love the community behind the Flipper Zero. I wish I had the time to sit down and spend, you know, hours with this device, but I just don't. You know, I try to spend as much time as I can with whatever thing, the video that I want to record for my channel, but it's also difficult for me to do everything that you guys ask for. And even so, I'm actually thinking about creating a more dedicated website for the channel where you guys can create a profile, and from that, you know, I can offer different kind of things. I don't know how many of you guys knew this, but I do actually have a merch shop. It's part of my channel where I haven't looked at it for a very long time, so it's probably I never sold anything from it, but you know, I'm actually thinking about different kind of things that could be interesting. So I want to ask, if you got this far in the video and you actually listen to this right now, any kind of merch you're thinking about this channel could sell, you know, leave the comment below for this video. Also, if you have any other interesting, you know, knowledge parts about this, you know, firmware, please let me know. Have you tested it? Any good, any bads? Have you had any success with it and so far? You know, let me know. I want to know everything that you experienced with the Flipper Zero. And, you know, any ideas for a future video about the new firmware that is not beta anymore? Let me know also. So, as always, I want to say thank you for watching my channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. You know, it will help me grow the channel. And click the bell for notifications. And that's going to be all for now. So see you out there and have a really nice day.